Everyone. Happy 4th of July, America's 250th birthday. Thank you so much for joining me on this Weather Impact Live, this special 4th of July edition. I hope a lot of you have a lot of fun plans, but you know the drill. You're going to stay hydrated. You're going to stay safe and cool because today it's all about the heat locally and for a huge part of the country. So if we take a look at our current temperatures across the United States, you can tell where that heat dome is, with temperatures already in places like New York City and Charlotte hotter than we are here. 11 a.m., 87 in Jacksonville, 89 in New York City, 91 degrees in Charlotte, and we add in a heat index value, or we add in the humidity to get the heat index value, and that is a feels like temperature of almost 100 degrees already in Charlotte. We're already there in Little Rock. It feels like 96 degrees right now in New York City. And you know what? We have some live looks from New York City. So we've been taking a look at our live cameras all across the country. And this is a live look at the America 250 celebration in New York City. We have two different angles to show you of this, but they're doing that parade right now. You can watch that live coverage as well. I know NBC has been streaming that live coverage there too. And you know, another place that we are also taking live looks at is Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And there they're having the Freedom 250. And so we've been taking a look at the Washington Monument, and look at that. Blue skies, but oh my goodness, is it hot. So if you take a look back at our graphics now, you can see the heat alerts all across portions of the I-95 corridor. And then it also, of course, moves west. Cincinnati, St. Louis, Atlanta, getting in on those heat alerts as well. So here's a look at the forecast across the country, and then we will dive in to our local forecast as well. But you can see they have a high temperature around 100 degrees today in DC, in Philadelphia, in New York. Boston will be hot as well. And then down in the southeast, middle 90s here locally. So that is scorching hot. Tampa and Miami closer to 90, but they have slightly higher rain chance as well. They're going to be dodging more of those showers and thunderstorms further to the south in Florida. Savannah, 94, another scorcher there. Same for New Orleans. Also look at Oklahoma City at 99. Denver is going to be at 90 degrees. Chicago, 82. Green Bay, 79. That looks like a winner. Also a winner. San Francisco, because you're going to be right near 70. Same for Los Angeles. And then up in Seattle, the middle 70s. That looks nice. And then no surprise, places like Vegas and Phoenix in the hundreds. Now, locally, if you are about to head out to the beach, it's already getting pretty crowded out there. You want to go quickly. We do have temperatures already quickly heating up towards 90 degrees. It's 87 as of 11 a.m. out at the beaches with a feels like temperature of 99 degrees. Here's a look all across the First Coast with Jacksonville camera wanting to load. Maybe it already melted. Who knows? It's really hot outside. Waycross, beautiful blue skies there. Jax Beach, Baldwin, St. Augustine, Lake City, all of you looking pretty good to go. Now, yes, you might notice the cloud cover out there, but our rain chances today, not that high. So it's more about the heat today and the rip current risk. So here's a look at our current temperatures across the First Coast. Waycross, Brunswick, Keystone Heights, Palatka, you're already in the 90s. But feels like temperatures already in the 90s for everyone. Some places feeling even hotter than that. It already feels like 100 degrees or hotter in Glen St. Mary, in Brunswick, in Keystone Heights, and in Palatka. Now, what about our rain chances? Well, right now, radar is dry. We do have some of those showers out on the west coast, but most of us here dry. You can see a few little showers out east too. Let me just move this down south. There's that thunderstorm. So again, as mentioned, farther south, those are the higher rain chances today. I'm going to pull up a wider radar view for you all. Here we go. Can we get this to load? There we go. So that one cluster of thunderstorms moving on in, this is not the Tampa Bay area, just to the north of that. But then in the Tampa Bay area, they already have their own thunderstorms popping. Sarasota near Fort Myers, and then north of Fort Lauderdale, there's some rain too. So really here in North Florida, we're one of the drier parts. In Southeast Georgia, I do think you will likely be staying dry for the most part today as well. So as mentioned, it's all about the heat right now. High temperatures today into the middle 90s. Heat index values up to around or even above 105 degrees, up to about 107 degrees. So maybe you're grilling out today on the 4th. Maybe you're going to jump in the pool. Temperatures are hot enough to absolutely cool down in the pool. What about those rain chances? They're on the lower end, 20 to 30% coverage of rain today. Our high temperatures all across the first coast, mainly in the inland spots, middle 90s, out by the beaches, right near 90 degrees, but still feeling like the triple digits. If you're going to the beach and you want to get in the water to cool down, please be so careful. Best to stay out of the water because we have a high risk of rip currents today. Now, of course, if you do want to put your toes in the water, just be in the water in front of a lifeguard, right in front of the lifeguard. I mean, high risk of rip currents today. Hate to see that when we have so many people heading out to the beaches. This afternoon, we'll have winds out of the east at 10 miles an hour. Rain chances are lower along the coast, and they are higher for our inland spots. So I'll show you that in 1 second. UV index of 11. That's extreme. That means for some people, particularly pale, you have a burn time of about 10 minutes. Our low tide today is going to be at 5:39 p.m. in Jacksonville Beach. Remember, low tide, you have the most amount of sand to really spread out on. That's when you might want to go grab a spot on the sand to watch your fireworks later. But don't forget that when it's time for those fireworks to go off, the water will have come up a bit on the sand. Surf temperature of 86 degrees, so that water is warm. But again, if you're getting in the water, just be careful with that high risk of rip currents for Northeast Florida beaches. Southeast Georgia, it's a moderate risk of rip currents. It means there are still likely going to be some rips out there, so please be so careful. Now, we talked about rain chances briefly, but let's dive into that more because we do have some rain chances out there today. Again, as mentioned, it's that 20 to 30% coverage. So most of us staying dry, especially if you're by the beaches. Some areas will have a higher chance of rain. Southern areas like Putnam and Flagler counties, I've been watching you for your higher chance of rain, and our inland areas as well. So here's a future radar. You can see how, again, Putnam, Flagler, and then inland, mainly to the west of I-95, you have that higher chance of rain. It looks like closer to the beach, that will be staying drier. But the good news is, look at that, 9 p.m., look how that rain fell apart. I do think we will be drying out for the most part in time for fireworks. Most of those fireworks displays happening between 9 and 9:30 p.m. and it's still going to be warm. Temperatures in the 80s. Feels like temperatures even hotter than that. So look at that. It feels like our temperature around 80 degrees at 11 p.m. In fact, let me pull this graphic up again where it shows you those feels like temperatures as well. That would be the 7-day. Giving away the good stuff before I get to it. All right, here we go. Let's look at this hour by hour for today. Notice by 11 p.m., it's still feeling like 88 degrees. So still a warm and muggy night in store. So if you are watching those fireworks, be prepared for it to still feel quite toasty out there. Don't forget your water bottles to stay hydrated. Then overnight lows stay muggy and mild. No surprise there. Down into the 70s. Also, we're going to watch out for the potential for some fog tomorrow morning, especially when we set off fireworks and that smoke gets into the atmosphere. I think we could have some reduced visibility tomorrow, so please be aware of that. Then tomorrow, we might even be a degree or two hotter than today, and we will have some showers and thunderstorms around, but those showers and storms could potentially be closer to the beaches tomorrow. So let me pull back up our future radar. We're going to advance into Sunday. So Sunday morning, staying mostly dry, but look at that in the afternoon. Now they're popping up near and east of the I-95 corridor. So on Sunday, higher rain chances by the beaches as opposed to today. It looks like it'll stay a bit drier out by the beaches. I do want to quickly just give you an update on the tropics. We are calm out there right now. No tropical formation expected in the next 7 days. So here's another look at your 7-day forecast. Again, it's hot. I mean, that's really the story over the next 7 days. Look at those temperatures. That's hotter than normal. We are usually in the low 90s, right around 92 degrees for our high. So we are saying hotter than normal. Hey, stay with us. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. welcome back. As we mentioned, it's hot for us here on the First Coast, and it's hot for a huge portion of the country. Well, this is one creative way to stay cool in this heat wave. No splash pad or pool? No problem. The Ravenswood Fire Department in West Virginia using their ladder truck, turning on hoses and spraying some water for the community. All sorts of people showed up to have a little fun and beat the heat. Kids and families, and even some family pets. And even the firefighters had some fun too.
Anytime we get to come out here and help our community, we always have a blast. Any chance we get to help them, we love to do it. We just figured, we got the tools for it, we got the people for it, and, it was just a good idea to have it.
I love that. Remember that, whatever you do outside today, it's just crucial to keep yourself cool. All right, we're going to change gears now. This is a more serious note. Again, today, not as high of a rain chance at the beach, but something always to be concerned about when you're out at the beaches in summertime. And tomorrow we have a higher thunderstorm chance. So one person is dead and 3 others are in the hospital with serious injuries following a lightning strike on Fort Myers Beach Friday afternoon. Let's take a listen to this report.
When Gulf Coast News showed up, the body of the person killed was still lying on the beach near the water. Doppler radar shows a lightning strike in this area around 2:18. Mary Hack lives here and heard it.
I had a condo near the window, and it was a big bolt.
She had been on the beach before the storm and saw the severity and packed up.
We were tracking it on our phone, and they say that it was like 4 miles away, and it just hits quickly.
Fire Chief Scott Worth tells me 3 other people were taken to the hospital, 1 seriously injured. Riley Russo and her friends saw the chaos.
We were gone for maybe 45 minutes, and then by the time we got back down here, there was a whole thing set up. Beach cleared out, emergency trucks on the beach.
Just before 5 p.m., the coroner's office arrived and removed the body that had been lying on the beach for nearly 3 hours.
It's sad. No one wants to come to the beach and have that happen, so you never expect that something's going to happen.
That is awful. Okay. So just a friendly reminder, when you hear thunder out of the beach, please head inside quickly. Head into your car. Just get into shelter. Get off the beach. Another problem for some Florida beaches, and we've already experienced this here, the sargassum, the seaweed that's been coating beaches. Well, down south, the 4th of July weekend is, of course, drawing thousands to the Florida beaches. It happens here, it happens there. But those thick mats of seaweed, of sargassum, are making the experience less enjoyable for a lot of those visitors in South Florida. And again, we know we just went through that. It smells, it's not fun to try to make some room in the sand. So we do have a report out of South Florida now from one of our NBC affiliates. Let's take a listen.
It's really bad. I mean, even the color of the water has changed. You can't see anything at all. It's dark. It's so different.
There's no escaping the seaweed. Every beach in South Florida looks like this. The entire coast is in the red zone on the daily sargassum inundation risk chart.
Visiting from Wisconsin, you come out here, look at the beach, you see all this sargassum. What do you think?
I just went in the water today and it's all over the bottom. So you can't even walk. You don't really enjoy the sand at all. And it stinks. There's a nasty smell to it.
It's nasty all around. If it's under your feet and then you smell it when you come out.
Yeah, so we're staying right off the beach, and right when we opened the door, I smelled it today.
I've never seen anything like it, actually. I mean, when I was growing up, I remember there would be a little bit every once in a while, but nothing like this. It's overwhelming.
Why does it feel like there's so much more sargassum these days than there was just a few years ago?
So we've seen some years that have high amounts and some years that have relatively low amounts. We don't fully know exactly why one year is higher than another, but it does seem linked to a combination of nutrients, temperature, ocean currents.
I feel for them. Again, we have been through that. And you know what I want to do again? I'm just going to pull up a live camera for you all again of our beach here. Jacksonville Beach is loading in 1 second. Don't look at that. There you go. And so look at that clean sand there at Jacksonville Beach. Isn't that nice for us? So just want to remind you all that we're good for the most part. There's still some lingering seaweed, but it's not nearly as bad as it is in South Florida. All right, so one more tough story. It's important to talk about because it's an important anniversary, and I think the victims deserve the respect to mention it. And then I promise I'll get back to having more fun here on this 4th of July stream. But today is the first anniversary of the devastating Texas Hill Country floods, which claimed 139 lives across central Texas. It included 119 in Kerr County. It's the state's deadliest flooding disaster in more than a century. So NBC's Ryan Chandler has more from Kerrville.
Well, if you look around at the scars of the July 4th flood that are still readily apparent here in Kerrville, it does not feel like a year has passed since that devastating tragedy swept through the hill country. You still see the trees that will forever be bent in the water's direction. You see the ground that is still damaged. But along that same river, there are now signs of hope. A year ago when we were here, there were search and rescue crews searching for bodies and finding them near our location. Now, there are girls swimming in the water. There are men and women hiking and biking all up along the banks of this river. And there is country music coming from the sound check of the America 250 celebration that is set for tomorrow in the same park that was underwater this last year. That is how the people we've spoken to here in Kerrville think about this solemn occasion. They hold their grief and their patriotism at once. They are both honoring those they lost while looking forward to celebrating America 250 with the rest of the country. We also know so many kids have returned to the hill country for those summer camps. Camp Mystic, of course, where 27 girls lost their lives, is closed, but so many more have opened under strict new regulations from the state to make sure that they can host those kids safely. For now in Kerrville, I'm Ryan Chandler. Back to you.
So if we take a quick look at our graphics, this is where we have an excessive rain risk today. It's places like Washington, D.C., Chicago, Cincinnati, St. Louis, and Wichita has a little bit higher risk. When it comes to the severe weather risk today, it's not here locally, though we'll have to watch out for any thunderstorms that do form, but to our north, a little bit higher risk of some stronger thunderstorms that we will keep a close eye on as well. And of course, the heat across portions of the country too. We're going to talk more about this with Malcolm Minute coming up right after the break. Welcome back. Malcolm's here. Yay!
Hey guys, glad to be back. It felt like a little bit, a little while.
It was a little
Glad to
while.
be back on your screen, guys.
Malcolm Minute
Happy
is
4th of July,
back.
everyone.
Yes. Okay, tell us what you got planned for the 4th.
So I'm going to the beach this time. In
Awesome.
past years, I would just go, just so it's like with us being downtown, like it being so convenient just to like go over and
Yeah,
see
that
the
makes
fireworks
sense.
along the riverfront. But this year I'm switching it up, go to the beach.
Which beach are you going to?
Jack's Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I have to get out there super early with like how much like.
We do have
how
the
bad
live
traffic's
cam. If
gonna be.
Katrina wants to take it while you talk about your
Yeah.
plans, let's
I
take
know
a
there's
look
like
out at Jack's Beach.
probably a bunch of people out there already getting it going, and
Yeah,
just-
look at all of that. Okay,
right,
so
all those tents and everything. So yeah, that's my plans for tonight, and then
do you bring
might try
a tent to the beach, or do you bring some
I
equipment?
don't do all that, especially
Okay.
with like I don't know. I just feel like it's about to be crazy tonight with like
Yes.
thousands of people out there. But yeah, I'll just probably be like somewhere like on like just off of the beach, not too far from the pier, watching it. So I'll get to see and everything and.
Nice.
I don't know.
Right there, that pier world will be setting off the fireworks.
Yeah, I'm saying that now, but I don't know. It looks too good out there. It's just
Doesn't it look so good?
right, exactly. I'm just jealous.
Yeah, there's like no one lined up right next to the pier right there. There's Neptune Beach. And look at that too. We got a yellow flag flying, so it's starting to warn people of the risk of rip currents out there. Let's take a look at Volano Beach as well. Let's see what that looks like. If this wants to load, come on camera, I believe in you. Nope, it said no thanks. It said it's too hot. What about Marineland? I'm just trying to look at, a different look at all of our beaches across the area because so many people are going to the beach. There you go, Marineland looks nice as well. And guess how hot it already feels like in Jack's Beach?
My guess is about 90, or no, I would say 102.
Oh, okay, let's see. 99. I mean,
Oh,
it
okay,
will.
okay.
It definitely
looking
will
at
feel like
87.
102 in a couple of hours, really. I
Yeah.
mean, don't forget, we're still in the 11 a.m. hour. So, yeah, it's gonna
Not even the
quickly.
peak sunlight day, just what about like 2 o'clock or so? So
Yeah, so right now, all across the area, a few spots are already in the 90s, but feels like temperatures in the 90s. And you're not wrong about the hundreds. We got Brunswick, we got Keystone Heights, Palatka, all feeling like the triple digits already. And not a lot of rain out there to cool us down. So at least for your beach plans, I do think that like you don't have to dodge a whole lot in the way of rain. In fact, let me pull up that forecast for you. The one thing I do need you to be careful of, and everyone going to the beach, the high rip current risk. So please be careful if you're swimming in Southeast Georgia. It's a moderate risk, but in Northeast Florida, it is a high risk of rip currents. And so our forecast today, when it comes to the first coast, some isolated thunderstorms, but we will be drying out in time for fireworks.
Yes.
So big stuff happening downtown. You've been also, working on web stories and all that about all the downtown events going on, right? Can you tell us more about that?
yeah, for sure. So there's festivities happening at Friendship Fountain, as well as just like all along the riverfront, just a lot of vendors and just the fireworks I believe are happening at 9.
And there's like a hot dog eating contest, I heard, right?
Yeah, I don't know too much about that one, but I did hear about it.
That's
but I'm
so
not sure
funny.
like, what time and where it's happening at. But yeah, shoot, get your Joey Chestnut on for everyone who loves hot dogs and yeah. And I'm also curious, what do you guys, are you guys grilling today? Just anything? How do you guys celebrate the 4th of July? Just any traditions you guys have? But yeah, that's exciting. Like the hot dog eating contest, I love those. I love watching the Nathan's one.
Yes.
Every year, like you have to.
And Katrina, who's directing this right now, wanted me to let everyone know that the trophy for the hot dog eating contest is did you say it's a mini orange dinosaur? Like
Really?
It's like the like on
the
beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny. That's so cool.
It is.
I'll sign up just for that. Like.
Yes, I want to go watch it. Like I get so
seriously.
sucked into like the Joey Chestnut, like the whole like on TV.
Right.
To see it live, I don't know if I would feel sick.
Hopefully, I can find no, seriously, I probably would. I probably could only do like 4 or 5.
If I remember correctly from listening to the newscast when the anchors were reading it, you all know I'm weather. I'm not news anchor, but I think it's like first one to eat 5.
Oh, okay.
So it's
not bad.
It's not going to be like 27, 30 hot dogs or whatever, but oh my goodness. Well, we are running out of time, so I do want to thank everyone for joining us on this Weather Impact Live. Hope you all have fun with your 4th of July plans, and tomorrow too, maybe a little bit higher chance of rain out there. Keep that in mind. If you're going to go to the beach tomorrow, higher chance of storms at the beaches. It's hot all week long. You got your water bottle?
Yes,
You do. You
I
literally.
do. Hydrate, guys.
I got water too. So
For
cheers
sure.
with water. It's like a weird color. Why is it coming in that weird color? Anyway, cheers to everyone with water. Hydrate. It's hot today.
For sure.